We begin this hour with breaking news out of Quebec. CTV News has learned the province's Director of Public Health, Dr. Horacio Arruda, has resigned. Arruda has served in that position for almost 12 years and has been the province's top public health official during the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's go to CTV's Kelly Gregg. She joined us now out of Montreal. All right, Kelly, he wrote a letter of resignation. What did he say?
Well, I got a copy of the letter of resignation just a few minutes ago from the Premier's office. And in it, Dr. Arruda says that there's an erosion of public confidence in some of the measures that his department has taken. That's what led directly to his resignation tonight. He says that Quebecers need to have confidence in public health and in the measures that COVID-19 to really keep going during this pandemic. And the Premier's office also said that it accepts the resignation of Dr. Arruda, who has held that post for 12 years and has largely been the face of Quebec's pandemic control so far.
That being said, like so many other health officials across the country, he's been challenged many times during the pandemic.
He has been, and as we've seen him go on through the pandemic, we've seen his character change. There's been times where he's said, this is difficult. You know, we've seen in other provinces as well, like with Dr. Bonnie Henry, seeing them face certain challenges like even threats. And Dr. Arruda had been spotted around Montreal with bodyguards. That's something he was never really used to. He was also the face of many unpopular decisions here in Quebec. Keep in mind, Quebecers are under a curfew, a province-wide curfew, that you need to have an essential services letter to go out after 10 p.m. And as you mentioned, hospitalizations are at an all-time high in Quebec. So a lot of the measures are being questioned. They'll be questioned even further now with this resignation. And the Premier says he will speak about this tomorrow, and certainly it'll be a huge question mark of who will lead Quebec through this pandemic, especially as all these factors like hospitalizations, like cases, like deaths have been so hard here in this province.
So let me ask you, Kelly, was this completely unexpected considering all the pushback, or did this seem to fall in the category we've seen before where there's pushback and everybody thought things would carry on?
Well, there are certainly questions throughout Arruda's tenure, and especially during this pandemic, obviously. I had been myself to many press conferences in Quebec City where he was facing questions about his own job, his own role, and oftentimes, you know, people throw those questions out there not expecting this to happen. And just earlier today, the Premier was on a very popular French language radio show, and he was asked, do you have confidence in Dr. Arruda? And he answered, yes, absolutely. So a lot of people did not see this coming. A lot of people taken by surprise tonight. And of course now, who, as I mentioned, will lead Quebec through the next stages of this pandemic. But certainly Dr. Arruda had become kind of a figure that Quebecers turned to, depended on, and was reliable throughout this. So it's something that is coming as a big surprise for many people tonight.
Yeah, and a very crucial point in the fight. All right, CTV's Kelly Gregg in Montreal. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Take care.